am Madam Gracious Kanzieni from Educare, Tanzania. Warmly welcome in our best media, Educare TZ, so as we can discuss our A-level tutorials. And my student, here we have our chemistry subject and our class level is Form 5. So we are proceeding with our inorganic chemistry in our second subtopic, which is all about the selected compound of metals. My student, today we are going to start discussing on the issue of the uses of metal oxide. I can remind you in the previous session we tried to look about the compound of metal, for instance metal oxide. Tuka discuss a lot about the metal oxide, tukaona kuhusiana na the tukaona kuhusiana na meaning of metal oxide, their classes, but also we try to look their chemical properties. And finally, we have to discuss the uses of metal oxide. The uses of metal oxide. Kama tulivyoona kwamba katika hii section ya metal oxide tunaenda kufanya coverage ya vitu vikuu vinne. Cha kwanza kabisa kilikuwa kinahusiana na the issue of the classes of the metal oxide. Lakini kingine kikawa kinahusiana na the issue of the chemical properties. The issue of the chemical property, but also the methods which can be useful in the preparation of the metal oxide. But finally, we have to cover about the uses. How do this metal oxide applicable in our daily life? So here my student, anasema kwamba metal oxide are used as important components in the production of other compound which are useful in daily life. Kwamba when we talk about this metal oxide, kwamba these are the main component. When we talk about the main component, maana kama ni kitu ambacho kinahitajika. Ina maana hizi metal oxide ni vitu vinavyohitajika ili kuhakikisha kwamba there is a production of other substances which are useful in our daily life. Utakuta kwamba a lot of product, a lot of materials, they are made by using this metal oxide. Kwa hiyo anasema kwamba the metal oxides are used as important components in the production of other compounds which are useful in our daily life. That's why we have to discuss the uses now of this metal oxide. Anasema kwamba their uses can be categorized into industrial and agricultural uses as follows. Sasa haya matumizi ya hizi metal oxide ambapo tunasema kwamba are the main important components in the production of other substances or compound in our daily life. Zipo categorized. For instance, tunaweza tukaangalia katika field ya industries. How do this metal oxide is applicable? Tutaona kwamba a lot of product huwa zinazalishwa na product tofauti tofauti katika sector tofauti tofauti. Kumbe zote zinategemea umuhimu wa hizi metal oxide. But also anaongelea kuhusiana na category of the agricultural. Agricultural tunaangalia kwenye mambo ya kilimo. Ni kwa namna gani hizi metal oxides zina facilitate katika issue nzima ya uzalishaji wa kilimo. Okay, so let us start in the industrial uses of the metal oxide. Maana yake kwamba hapa tunaenda kuangalia specifically the uses of the metal oxide in industries. Anasema kwamba the following are some industrial applications of the metal oxide. Ina maana zifuatazo ni baadhi ya hizo industrial. There is a lot of the uses, but here we're going to discuss just a few of them. That's why anasema kwamba the following are some industrial application of those metal oxide. Ina maana baadhi ya. So if you have your addition, you can add it as long as it is industrial. It can play the crucial role here. So the first one, let us start with the issue of the nanotechnology. Kwamba tunapokuja kuangalia application of the metal oxide in the industries, it is useful in the nanotechnology. So my student, when we talk about nanotechnology, mean that tuna base na vitu vingi sana. Tunakuwa compress a lot of things at once kwa sababu hii ni aina ya teknolojia. As we proceed here, tutaenda kuangalia nini maana ya nanotechnology na kwa nini ikaitwa nanotechnology. Kwa hiyo hapa kwenye nanotechnology ina maana tunaenda kuangalia vitu vingi. Ina maana hii ni aina ya technology, ni aina ya ujuzi ambao unajulikana au unatumika mostly in the industry katika kufanya mchakato wa bidhaa mbalimbali. So anasema kwamba in the nanotechnology, anasema many metal oxide are used in nanotechnology for the production of different important products in agriculture and health. Sasa utakuja kuona kwamba when we talk about nanotechnology, nimekuambia hii ni kind of technology inayotumika kuzalisha the different products, mostly inatumika kwenye industry. Sasa anasema kwamba now when we come into the issue of the metal oxide, anasema hii nanotechnology inatumika au ni very important in the issue of the production of the agricultural and health product. Kwamba anasema kwamba the many metal oxide are used in nanotechnology, kwamba hizi metal oxide nyingi zinatumika katika hii technology, na the purpose is for the production of the different important product. For instance, anasema kwamba in agriculture, lakini pia in health. Maana kwenye health tutaenda kwenye mambo ya hospital, zile categories zote zinazohusiana na mambo ya afya. Tutaongelea kuhusiana na mambo ya cosmetic, urembo pia, mambo ya ceramic, all can be included here. So my student, as I told you, we have to ask ourselves what is nanotechnology, kwamba hii nanotechnology ni kitu gani, kwa sababu ina comprise a lot of things at once. So you can see that anasema nanotechnology is a branch of technology that deal with manipulation of properties of materials. So in chemistry now, material we are dealing with is all about the different atoms as well as or sometimes we can say molecules. Sasa nanotechnology anakuja kutusimplifyia, anaturahisishia, anatupa maana yake. Anasema kwamba hili ni tawi la teknolojia, is the branch of technology. Sasa inadili na nini? Anasema it deal with the manipulation of the properties of the material. Particularly we are talking about the materials. It can be atoms, the different atoms, but also we can talk about the different molecule. So the way those materials, zile properties zake zitakuwa manipulated is how this technology is applicable, and therefore we refer it as a nanotechnology, because we expect it to produce a lot different products by involving or by including this technology. Therefore tunakuja kusema kwamba hili ni tawi, ina maana ni among of the branch of the technology. That's why anasema kwamba is a branch of technology that deals with the manipulation of properties of materials, including those atoms, or we can talk about the molecule. So my student, now you can see that you can see now in this nanotechnology, anasema whose dimensions are less than 100 nanometers to obtain the various properties for technological application. So when we come into the issue of the dimension, anasema kwamba it is dimension are less than 100 nanometer. Tunapozungumzia nanometer tunaongelea vile vizio vya length, nanometer. Hii tunajua kwamba we can convert nanometer into meter, into centimeter, whatever. But anasema kwamba the aim is to obtain various properties for technological application. That's why kule tukasema nanotechnology is a branch of technology ambayo inatumika na manipulations of the properties of the material. So that's why here anasema kwamba its purpose is to obtain the various properties for the technological application. Mean that we expect those manipulation properties of the material, we expect to apply a lot of knowledge or technology so as we can make a product, or we can make a different product depend on the requirement. So my student, now we can refer, for example, anasema kwamba copper 2 oxide. Copper 2 oxide, for example, is used in the production of nanoparticles, which are used as adsorbent in the removal of heavy metals such as cadmium, arsenic and mercury from water. Sasa hapa ndipo utaanza kuona hizi application, za hizi technology ambazo zinavyokuwa applicable. So you can see here, anasema mfano mzuri, you can refer the copper 2 oxide. Copper 2 oxide anasema kwamba inatumika katika kufanya production ya nano particles. Remember, tulikuwa tunaongelea the issue of the nanotechnology. So when we come into the issue of the nanoparticle, ina maana hapa bado still we apply that technology to make a manipulation of the different properties of the material so you can prepare the different product. For instance, here you can see anasema kwamba hii copper 2 oxide, ambapo hapa tunaweza tukaongelea kuhusiana na atom, tunaweza tukaongelea kuhusiana na molecule, ndo haya material yenyewe. Sasa anasema kwamba it is useful or used as an absorbent in the removal of heavy metals. Sasa heavy metal tunaongelea metal gani? We are talking about the mercury, we are talking about this arsenic, lakini kuna hii cadmium. Sasa utaona a lot of the industries they involve this kind of heavy metals. Our product baadhi zinakuwa zina involve this kind of heavy metals. So this is how, my student, the metal oxide is applicable, particularly this copper oxide, which involve the issue of the nanotechnology. My student, this is our first part of our discussion. Thank you so much. Stay tuned so as you can proceed with the second part.